Construction News Tracker is presented by Caterpillar and produced by FordConstructionPros.com. The U.S. Congress just wrapped up another short session and adjourned until the presidential election is finalized, but this time left a slew of important decisions to contend with. The regulatory relief for small business rule will delay implementation of the contentious Labor Department overtime rule, opposed by many construction-related associations, pushing back until next spring its adoption amid a potential presidential veto. More vexing, however, is the continuing funding resolution, which will halt federal FAST Act funding until December 9th and possibly longer. The dollars state and municipalities were to have received are basically now in escrow until Congress decides how and when it wants agencies funded. And the potential for delay could be well into 2017, a congressional first. All this despite approval of the FAST Act last year, but not necessarily the money. A less than stellar national jobs report indicates the country managed only to score 156,000 new positions in September, raising the unemployment rate from 4.9% to 5%. The construction sector managed to hire a measly 23,000 new employees during the month. Economists had expected a much broader hiring rate and are now wondering what it means. As the construction slowdown continues, AGC believes it is only temporarily, as the economy will show more growth in coming months. Chief Economist Ken Simonson reports that although construction demand is robust, it'll not be as strong as last spring. And much depends on what politicians will do regarding our aging infrastructure. Right now, the strongest construction growth sector is non-residential, up 4.2% from 2015, and residential up 1.4% during the same period. The big hit, though, comes in public construction, off 8.8% in the last 12 months. Road construction contractors in New Jersey are elated after a 3.5-month lockout over failure of a state decision to find money to pay for projects. Politicians finally found a resolution. Republican Governor Chris Christie and Democratic state leaders agreed on a 23-cent per gallon gas tax, coupled with cuts in other New Jersey state taxes to fund an 8-year, $16 billion highway trust fund. The workers say they're eager to once again be earning paychecks. Academics, government, and our industry have joined forces to produce the first 3D excavator ever assembled for ConExpo 2017 in Las Vegas next March. Project AME is being spearheaded by the Association of Equipment Manufacturers in conjunction with the National Fluid Power Association and the governments of Oak Ridge National Laboratories in Tennessee, which just happens to have the most highly rated 3D printing machines to create and assemble the cab, the boom, and the heat exchanger.
My focus has been on how are we going to do it? How are we going to develop the machines that can actually 3D print metal and composites, pieces that can go on a functional excavator. There's no tooling. You go straight from a CAD model to the part. So we want to highlight how additive is more than just one process, one type of material. And on the cab, we're going from pellets to the part, and it's plastics and composites. On the boom, we're going from a welding wire to the part, and it's going to be steel. And then on the heat exchanger, we're going from powder using a laser to the part.
But the highlight of AME is the student-led team from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign that won out a design competition that included academic engineering students at Georgia Tech and the University of Minnesota.
Additive manufacturing, specifically like with this project, we can create something in days or weeks as opposed to, months and years.
It really showcases the capabilities of 3D printing, and that was something that we really aimed to do in this project.
Project AME has been a tremendous opportunity for AEM and the industry to really collaborate on what it is a 2.5-year project, bringing together industry, academia, and associations that represent those companies in order to really focus on specific problems within the industry.
A true learning experience all the way around, one you'll be able to view during ConExpo next March 7th through 11th at the Las Vegas Convention Center. The Farley Post Office complex at Penn Station in New York City is about to undergo a $1.6 billion transformation. Vornado Realty and Skanska AB has been selected by New York State officials to turn the landmark structure into a railway station with mixed-use facilities. Work expected to begin soon, and when finished will contain passenger rail accommodations for both Amtrak and the Long Island Railroad. The Farley building contains more square footage than Grand Central Station. As most contractors know, construction thieves look the quickest way in and out of a job site without being noticed. And as security analysts know, construction losses amount to nearly $1 billion annually, and that's mostly for heavy equipment. The National Insurance Crime Bureau is pressing the industry to tighten its belt and strengthen perimeters, use more watchmen and guard dogs, and adopt stringent access rules. Use of more high-tech security systems such as cameras and GPS tracking is also being encouraged, as well as RFID badging systems that track where workers are and when. So-called geofencing plans are also being adopted, as construction sites are generally being found to contain more and more expensive equipment and tools that can vanish in an instant. Being safe also means being prepared at your job site. This is Construction News Tracker, looking over the industry that makes the world a better place, presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4 Construction Pros. Follow us on social media at Twitter using hashtag Construction News, YouTube at 4 Construction Pros, and on Facebook at /4 Construction Pros, as the streaming web never ends.